There, Alexandra here with Money Concepts, the M&Ms of Money, and we're here in lovely Jupiter Beach, Florida for the annual Financial Planning Conference for 2005 for Money Concepts International. We have some 400 plus financial planners from not only around the nation, but around the world. I wanted to take some time out while I was here to be able to talk to some of the experts in certain fields that we have here at Money Concepts International. Today, we have joining us Nick Hodges. Nick, how you doing?
Good.
Good.
How are you today?
Good. Glad to have you here.
I'm glad to be here with you, Alexander.
Yeah, well, you know, it's like the weather's just not where it should be in Jupiter Beach.
No, it rained last night. I was very disappointed.
Oh, my gosh. I tell you, I'm ready to go back to San Jose.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm heading back to Biloxi, Mississippi.
And the no-see-em bugs, thank God we don't have them there.
Well, we have lots of them where I am.
You?
Yeah.
Biloxi, Mississippi. By the way, how are things down there?
It's recovering slowly, but we are getting back to normal.
Really?
It's just going to be a very long, slow process.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of opportunities come out of there to be able to help rebuild that whole area down there.
Yeah, we've had a couple of tax seminars down there for free for the local residents to talk about losses and how they record them and what they do if they're in a disaster area. So we've been working quite a bit with the locals right now.
Well, Nick Hodges here runs a tax practice and financial planning center in Biloxi and California, right?
In Fullerton, California.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about your background and your kind of expertise in the tax efficiency area?
Well, I hate to date myself, but I started in the tax business with a ballpoint pen, the actual IRS forms, and carbon paper. So that kind of shows you how long I've been doing this.
Right.
It's been well over 25 years. And in 1996, I expanded my practice and I'm now doing financial planning and wealth management for my
So
clients.
that's been 9 years then that you've
Yes.
really kind of gone from adding financial planning to your practice.
Yes, and I've gone to great lengths to systematize the practice, so much so that I'm known in the industry as the lazy CPA.
Yes, we've heard that about you here at these conferences, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because he's one of the top producers we have at Money Concepts International. So being lazy doesn't mean necessarily being inefficient.
That's right. I still like making money as much as the next guy.
That's good. And helping your clients, as we all do here in this business.
My clients have to come first, period.
That's what it's all about.
The commissions and fees always come second. The clients come first, period.
Well, one of the things, Nick, that I wanted to talk to you about on the show, because, you know, a lot of our viewers may be small business owners or CPAs or enrolled agents themselves, and I wanted you to maybe expand a little bit on some small business tax efficiency planning for somebody who may have a profitable business, but they're paying way too much in taxes. Do you have any ideas for a small business like that?
Well, we generally start up the ladder. We'll look at the IRAs, the SEPs, the 401k plans. Then we'll move on to more sophisticated activity like the 412Is, maybe vehicles under Code Section 419 of the code, and then for the wealthier business owners or the business owners making the most money, generally we're looking at some sort of VEBA or Voluntary Employee Benefit Association.
Voluntary Employee Benefit Association. We've talked on the show over the last several months actually about the 412I, 401ks. Can you expand a little bit more on how the VEBA and or 419 plans might work?
Sure. The VEBAs were put in the IRS tax code in 1928. Okay.
So it's not a new thing.
No, it's been around forever. Yeah. In fact, most companies with more than 1,000 employees have a VEBA association.
Huh.
We just haven't heard of it locally because most of the small practitioners like myself don't have clients with 1,000 employees.
Right.
Well, many years ago, there were trusts established to combine different companies' employee groups to get to that $1,000 number. So now even someone with 5 employees can contribute with these VEBAs.
Okay, so it's really geared towards tax deductions, if you will, for the company or the corporation. How does it really benefit, say, the owner or some highly compensated employees?
Well, let's say you have an owner of a business and they're making an extra $1 million a year, and they're doing that fairly consistently. And generally, when you have a business owner like that, they probably have other assets. Mm-hmm. And one of the questions a lot of my clients ask me is, they call me up and say, I just gave $10,000 to my daughter or my son or my grandkids. What kind of tax deduction do I get? And of course, that's a gifting situation. As long as they gave less than $11,000, there's no tax, but there's no deduction.
Right.
With a VEBA, what we can do is we can set up in the company a non-discriminatory plan where they can take large deductions. And I've got some clients putting in $10 million a year, so these can be very large.
Wow.
I have some clients putting in as low as $100,000 a year. Mm-hmm. Generally, they have to go for 5 years. And what you're doing is one of two things. Most of these are set up so that the money ends up in your kids' and grandkids' name, and it goes to them tax-free, income tax-free, and estate tax-free. So this is the one time where you get to get a deduction for money that's ultimately going to go to your kids and your grandkids.
So you get the double whammy on that.
Absolutely.